Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are on a mission, and the mission is going to be to put the Type R exhaust on the Civic Si. So I thought originally that the Type R exhaust would fit inside my car and I could drive it to the muffler shop, but it turns out that it's way longer than what would fit in my car. So we ended up having to go to Home Depot, which we're at right now. Shout out to my girlfriend for picking me up this morning. But we're gonna go ahead and rent a truck, throw the exhaust in there, and then take it to the muffler shop. I really hope that everything works out, but we'll see. So apparently this Home Depot is out of cars because they're all down for repairs, and then I called another one that was the next closest one, and they said they're all out, and I'm like, damn, this sucks. So I crossed my fingers, called another one. They said they have one flatbed left, so I asked if they could reserve it. So she said that the person that I talked to on the phone said that they normally don't do that, but that she would. So shout out to her, and then we're on our way right now. Home Depot round 2. Alright, so we rented this one right here. I just went ahead and got the bigger one just to be safe. But I'm also doing this not only for the video, but you know, places be trying to be like, oh man, you ruined the truck. When it's not yours, take pictures. You don't want to get liable for anything. But everything's in good condition. So here's the exhaust itself. As you guys can see, it's super long. I tried to get it to fit in my car and I ended up scratching some of the inside trying to get it to fit. Folded all the seats, made the seat in the front go down, up and down. Still would not fit. So luckily now that we got some room in that truck, just make sure to tie it down so it's not rattling around. It's kind of like a cold start idle. It's not terrible, but I just want to tone it down just a little bit with the new exhaust. Also, these tips, had them on forever. As you can see, they're getting pretty dirty, so hopefully they'll look all shiny. We'll have the 3 tips on there. So my girlfriend's gonna take the truck with the exhaust in it just because she can't drive stick shift, but I have to teach her one of these days so that way she can drive my car places. And we're off. Just dropped off the exhaust. So they said it'll take about an hour to get in. I gotta drop it off because I gotta go to work. So what I did is I just told him that basically just put it on as is and I'll just figure it out. If it's too quiet, then I'll just come back, get it, delete it, and go from there. But for now, we'll just retrofit the exhaust on there and see if it changes the tone at all. Shit! Damn, she looks hella good. Fits perfectly inside the new rear lip. Let's give her a first startup. Ooh. It's quiet now. Whew, can't hear anything anymore. Which is a good thing, but it doesn't sound bad. I'll get some clips later. You know, sometimes I forget that this car is not this car is in stock. I just did a pull right now leaving the muffler shop and it caught me off guard. You guys hear that? It's so much quieter, but the thing I like about it is I can now like actually do pulls and I feel like a cop is just gonna hear me from like a mile away. It sounds really good. I like how it looks, but if I get too tired of it being like super quiet, then I'm just gonna end up like either having them remove one of the resonators or probably the mufflers. But sounds good so far. I really like the tone of it, and it just looks really good in that diffuser. So I'm gonna show you guys some clips. Don't worry, but I'm so excited to have the SI back. Every time it's gone, even for like a couple minutes or a couple hours, I'm just like, I need it back, I miss it. There's nothing like driving the SI. But anyways, I'm gonna head back to the shop because technically I'm still on work hours, but once I get off of work, we'll go ahead and get some clips and some flybys for you guys. Hey guys, so it's been about a day since that last clip. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked at work, got a little busy. So I just told myself that I'll just save it until I have some free time and just go over thoroughly with you because I didn't want to skip over anything. And I'm also really curious to see exactly what they did. So I have the SI, of course, on the race ramps, ready to go. And I want to see, I'm just as curious as you guys to see what work they did to make it fit. According to what the guys said, they had to do some piping and just adjusting the hangers. But now that we can go actually under the car, we can see exactly everything they did. Should probably get a light. Give me 1 second, guys. So I got my light set up here. And yeah, so we're just gonna slide under here. As you guys can see, I did leave exactly everything as it was, besides what they modified. We still have the big old 3 mufflers and the hangers that they adjusted. It seems like, let's take a look over here. I can see, I'm pretty sure that's new. So they did have to hang something there. Looks like they didn't touch these, they just left them as is. Okay, we slide over, same thing over here. This is where they added the extra piping that they were talking about. So since it is shorter, that's why they did end up having to add this on there. It looks pretty well done. I don't have any complaints. We got the hanger up here, hanger here. And yeah, and I think besides that, besides these main ones right here, the piping this way looks about the same. I don't think we really have to go into detail over here, but I guess I'll try my best to slide all the way as far as I can. Make sure I bring the light with me. That still looks like it's about the same. Doesn't look like they welded anything new. Everything's bolted up over there. Okay, so now we're gonna slide, like I said, back. Make sure I get as much as I can to show you guys. I'm set the light behind over here. I don't want to crush it when I get the car off the ramps. One thing I absolutely love about the Type R exhaust is just the way that it sits. And I don't know if it's because of the diffuser or what, but it just looks so good. I mean, when the car is down, it just looks like the exhaust was just meant to be there. So that's one thing. Again, shout out to Cameron for this exhaust. It wouldn't be on this car if it wasn't for him giving it to me. I'm gonna do a quick little price breakdown on the whole thing so you guys know exactly what it costs to do this and what muffler shop I took it to and all that. But before we do that, let me get a clip of me actually revving the car. So let me set up my camera and do that real quick. Seems like a good spot. So for those of you who saw my last video of me driving around with the catalyst downpipe in my original exhaust with the muffler delete, you guys can see that it's a huge difference. It's a lot quieter. But what I do like about this exhaust, it almost gives it like it gives it a very deep tone, and also it almost brings out the sound of the actual intake, and it just sounds really, really good. The first rev that I did was about to 3,000 RPM. That's where the K-tuner likes to just leave like the launch control. Then also I raised it up a little bit to about 4,000. So I think at about 4 it just sounds really, really good at that. Now that we got some sound clips, I'm gonna try to get at least one little flyby. It is pretty dark outside, but I'll do one just so you guys can see what the car sounds like driving by it now. So now getting into the actual price breakdown of what I paid $325 out the door. That is what they charged me for their labor and their modifying and everything they did to the exhaust to make it fit. Obviously, the exhaust itself is gonna cost depending on where you get it from. I've heard that it ranges like maybe 400, 500, I don't know, some people would give it less. But if you guys find a really good deal on it, it's not the end of the world to get it on there. It sounds really good. It might be a little quiet right now, but if I get tired of it and I just want a little bit more of a purr to it, then Worst case scenario, I can just go ahead and do a muffler delete, and I think that should be more than enough to get it to the exact sound that I want with leaving the resonators on there. Also, if you haven't already, please go ahead and follow me on Instagram, because I'm gonna be doing a photo shoot with this car soon, and I'm gonna be posting a lot of pictures on there, and they're gonna look so good. We're gonna be doing a collab with a friend of mine named Jonathan. For those of you who are familiar with Noor, that we did a couple collabs in the past, he's a really good friend of his, and you might have seen him in a couple of his videos, but he also has his own YouTube channel. Stay tuned for that. And guys, thank you so much for watching, and until the next one, peace. If you walk by the roaring sea, you meant the world to me.